Welcome to part 5 of Let's Play Sonic the Hedgehog, and now we're finally in, and I'm quoting myself here, that one green zone from the last part I kept talking about. And judging from the way this game alternates its level design, we're gonna go fast again in this zone, and seeing how we just came out of Labyrinth Zone, we really need it. I'm not sure if it's actually because the actual zone itself or the fact that we just came out of Labyrinth Zone, but this is probably one of my more favorite zones in this game. Well, more favorite, there are like 6 of them, and not very much to like in the other ones. So then it's either this or Green Hill Zone, and I don't want to say Green Hill Zone because it's the first zone. Notice how this zone is greener than Green Hill Zone, by the way. Not that I actually judge a zone by how green it is. Then again, Marble Zone was entirely purple, and purple pinkish is the opposite of green, and I don't like Marble Zone, and maybe I do judge a zone by how green it is. The bomb enemies and the fire in this zone is red, which complements green, and I just studied for my art class. But that's something else I wanted to bring up, is the look of every single zone of this game. It's all very distinct, and you would never confuse a screenshot of Labyrinth Zone for a screenshot of Marble Zone or anything. Every level has its very own look and color scheme, and like I said, you would never confuse one zone for another. Oh yeah, I completely forgot, there are still Chaos Emeralds to collect. Usually I have them after Spring Yard Zone, so I won't have to get any in Labyrinth Zone. Not that I can get any in Labyrinth Zone. Though in the first act of Labyrinth Zone I was one ring away from getting... Never mind. You know, actually looking past the weird bird fish in the background for once, I think they just copy and pasted the Green Hill Zone clouds. So give it 4 seconds and they're about to turn into the Labyrinth Zone bubbles. How many times have I said the word Labyrinth Zone thus far? And have I actually called the zone we're in right now by its actual name, Starlight Zone? Do you think that fish in the background is like an actual pre-render of like an actual 3D fish model they made? I mean, classic Sonic games have always tried to look 3D in their sprites, but I don't think they actually used pre-rendering for most of it, or any of it. But that fish in the background does look like something that could be made in a 3D model, but maybe that's intentional. And now we're back in Starlight Zone. I love the background of Starlight Zone. As you might know from my other playthroughs, I'm an aesthetic nut. Light skies, frozen caverns, they tend to do that to me. Bombs! There's not much I can say about Starlight Zone. We're actually fast, we have loop-de-loops. I'd say it's in the right place in terms of difficulty. Still reuses set pieces all over the place. Has seesaws, which we'll be seeing later on. Catchy ass music. Slowly strolling up a hill. Good times, good times. Also, there are these fans all over the place, and I'm not talking about the fanboy kind of fans and the fangirl kind of fans. I mean these kind of fans, the one you saw down there that blow. Kind of awkward wording there. But when they're spinning, Sonic can't run past them. Supposed fastest creature alive can't run past what's essentially the equivalent of my mom's hairblower. And look at all these rings! Why do they give you so many rings? Because this is the last chance for you to get a Chaos Emerald. After this we have Act 3, which is the boss act, in which we can never get any Chaos Emeralds. And then after that is the final zone, with exception of the final zone, in which we're also not allowed to get any Chaos Emeralds for some reason. So if you have 5 emeralds at this point, this is your last chance to get the final one. And if you have 4 emeralds at this point, oh, well, tough luck. You ain't getting the good ending. Oh, special stages, I'm gonna miss your trippy ass background, and you know what, I'm not gonna miss you at all. Then again, Sonic 2, Sonic CD, UFOs, half-pipes. Please, Sonic 1 special stages, stay with me. What's that? Sonic 4? 19 years? Oh, come on! And still not a single blue sphere in sight. Just half-pipes everywhere. Oh yeah, and that last special stage is pretty much like the third special stage, one big round open area, but a little more ground to stand on, so it's ironically enough easier than the third special stage. But hey, Sonic got them all, which means, well, absolutely nothing right now. My apologies, by the way, that this part is only like less than 7 minutes long. That's why I saved up the emeralds for this zone, otherwise it would only be like 6 minutes long or less. But I spent so much time bullshitting in this zone that I completely forgot to talk about stuff I wanted to talk about. Let's see, Sonic's balancing animation. Well, Sonic has a balancing animation, but when he gets near the edge, his balancing animation shoots like 5 feet backwards, so he's not even balancing near the edge anymore, so he's just balancing for no goddamn reason. And I guess something almost worth pointing out is that I've noticed that the speedy zones, the zones where I actually go fast, all have 2 words, not counting the word zone, like Green Hill Zone, Spring Yard Zone, Starlight Zone. And the slow as fuck zones, Labyrinth Zone and Marble Zone, all have 1 word, again not counting the word zone. And then the zone after this one comes into play, shooting this entire argument in the foot. But now we finally have the boss. Also, my ring count is at 69. Anyway, in this zone we mostly saw bombs and spiked balls. So in this boss we have spiked ball bombs. But hey, I really like this boss. In fact, this is about the only boss in the game I can say I legitimately like. It's kinda clever, kinda creative. There are 2 ways you can hit him. You can either shoot up the spiked ball bombs at him, or you can use the spiked ball bombs. I'm really not awkward saying those words. You can also use those to launch yourself towards the Eggman and hit him yourself. I like it. It's probably the easiest boss in this game. Maybe that's also why I like it. But yeah, it's done. It's finished. I'm done with this part. Leaving. Bye. See you next time.